Startup Street, healthcare edtech startup Virohan has raised $7 million in a pre-series B1 round. The round was led by Bloom Ventures with participation from Bharat Inclusion Seed Fund, Rebright Partners and Artha Leasing Limited, including 500,000 from Harshvardhan Rajgaria as part of Let's Venture, ALES Japan, Shantanu Jain of JP Morgan Chase Singapore, Deepa Bagla Financial Consultants and others. Now, this brings the total capital raised till date to $11 million. To talk to us about the road ahead, joining me now is Virohan's co-founder and CEO, Kunal Dudeja. Kunal, welcome to Startup Street. Now, Virohan is a healthcare edtech platform that trains students in allied healthcare programs. Now, allied healthcare programs, as I understand, are technicians in the healthcare industry who, form 60% of the healthcare workforce, like medical lab technicians or operating theatre technicians and more. Kunal, if you could elaborate more on your target audience and the pain point that you're solving.
Right. Thank you for having me, Shruti. First of all, for the audience, healthcare is the third largest employment generating sector in India. And as you correctly mentioned, allied healthcare workers form 60% of it. Unfortunately, in India, less than 10% of the allied healthcare workers are either trained or certified. So the biggest pain point is that 60% of the patient contact is with people who are neither trained or certified. And the government is doing wonders by actually launching an allied healthcare bill. And so there's a massive demand-supply gap that we are bridging.
Okay. Kunal, Virohan has trained over 7,000 students across its courses. You've seen close to 96% completion rates and close to 98% placement rates within 1 month of program completion. So take me through your course offerings and what is unique about them. Also, if you could talk about Virohan's partnerships, how are you helping students get jobs?
Right. So, Shruti, we're partners with over 1,000 plus employers across India, like Fortis, etc. Now, what is unique about our training is that 50% of our training is actually practical and hands-on training in a live environment, unlike any other higher education system. And the remaining 50% is further broken down into technical skills, life skills, soft skills, and power skills. So that is the reason actually 78% of our students get pre-placement offers during internships itself, and 98%, as you correctly mentioned, get jobs within 1 month of completing the program. And we're talking about an industry that is growing at a 22% CAGR for the last 7 years. So with this approach, we actually are solving for the employers, and that's why most of our students get jobs.
All right. Kunal, give us a sense of who are these students, what are the demographics, who all undertake Virohan's courses?
Right. So actually, interestingly, close to 60% of our students are women.
Okay.
About 40% of our students come from non-urban areas and about 60% come from urban areas. And they come from family incomes with as low as, 2.5 lakh rupees going up to about 8 to 10 lakh rupees per year. So we're actually catering to the large mass segment in education where people are ranging from 2.5 lakh rupees income to about 8 to 10 lakhs income per year.
Okay. And how competitively have you priced these courses?
So I would say we are, very competitively priced. We are lesser than the top-notch education, providers, but more pricey than the very, very mass providers. So we are actually in the median or actually below the median price.
Okay. Kunal, let's quickly talk about the $7 million fundraise. You plan to expand to over 200 new campuses in India and train over 10,000 students. In fact, you're also planning to use the new funds to develop and launch new training programs. If you could elaborate on the expansion targets and also share timelines with us.
Right. So, Shruti, there are over 80 allied healthcare job roles defined by the government of India. We're currently only offering 5 of them.
Okay.
We're looking at launching another 15 in the next 2 years. We're looking to expand to about 200 locations across India. And we're looking at doing 10,000 students in the next year itself. So we're looking at growing from 7,000 students in the last, 2.5, 3 years to 10,000 students the next financial year itself.
Okay. And you also plan to scale your omni-channel training platform infrastructure and content in vernacular languages, along with developing new features to further increase learning outcomes for students. What other languages are you eyeing, Kunal, and what new products are in the pipeline?
right? So we're looking at, various languages for the south region of India, languages for the western regions, including Marathi. And in terms of product we're trying to make the experience as seamless as possible for the student. So we're including, real-time connects with the employers, payments, etc., on the platform itself, and various other seamless integration, which will actually get the student onto the platform, help them finish the program, and seamlessly connect to employers end to end on the platform itself.
Okay. You're also looking at global expansion. Next on radar, I believe, is the Japanese market. And of course, you have the support from your existing investors, ALES Japan and Rebright Partners. So what is the kind of impact you're hoping to create there?
So actually, as we all know, Japan has one of the largest aging populations in the world. I mean, a large percentage of their population is now aging, and there's a massive demand for healthcare workers in Japan. The reason for partnering with ALES is because one of the LPs runs one of the largest staffing companies in Japan, and we are looking to partner with them to basically make sure the talent from India who's looking to work abroad can also go there and work in Japan.
Okay, one final question, Kunal. If you could take me through your business growth numbers and tell me how you're making money, what is the revenue model, and by when do you hope to turn profitable?
Right. So from a fundamental unit economics level, we are highly profitable because there is a very high tech dependence. Our gross margins are upwards of 70%. Our CM2 contribution margin too is upwards of 30%. At a unit economics level, we're already profitable. Now the question is, are we looking at scaling more rapidly and therefore investing the money that we make into growth? Or are we looking at, driving profitability? At this point of time, I think we're looking at scaling, and therefore we're putting all the money that we make from our profits back into the company for scaling. We're looking at being the largest healthcare training provider, not only in India, but globally, and then capturing that demand. And healthcare, by the way, is the number one employment generating sector globally. So we're looking at a massive demand and supply.
Yeah. Kunal, clearly a massive opportunity, and we wish you the very best with all your expansion plans. And many thanks for joining us on Startup Street today.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
With that, it's a wrap on this edition of Startup Street. More news and updates coming up on the other side. Stay tuned.